What's going on, everybody? Your boy JP, Joe Paul, back in the motherfucking building. Hope everybody's having a great day, amazing evening, wonderful afternoon, whatever type of day you're watching this. I hope your shit is lit. You know what I'm saying? Happy Sunday. Another Sunday means that we are back for another Basketball Weekly. I don't got any updates and nothing really to talk about. I was just going to get straight into the news. I'm not going to lie. Last week when I was recording, that shit definitely ran way longer than I wanted to. So I'm just going to try to, you know what I'm saying, bring this shit a little bit shorter so that we're not out here sitting for almost 30 minutes. But yeah, like, share, subscribe, make sure you guys leave a comment. This last one got almost 60 views, you know what I'm saying? So if we could top that for this one, that'd be even fucking better. But yeah, let's get into it. This week marked the official return of one Kyrie Irving. Now, if you're a basketball fan, of course you've been anticipating Kyrie Irving coming back and just the Nets. Honestly, actually no, let me not say that, because maybe you weren't, because maybe some niggas out there who are like, who don't really fuck with Kyrie, and the whole fact that he didn't want to get the vaccine, and the fact that he didn't want to, I guess, become a full-time participant for the team. But fuck it, as a basketball fan, I really don't give a shit. I'm just happy to see the dude back on the court. Happy to see number 11 back and just balling and doing what he does. And in that first game he came back this week against Indiana, I can't even lie, the man was hooping. The man looked like he hadn't missed any time at all. You know, for a guy who's constantly coming off injury, you know, who's constantly going to be missing time for whatever reason, because he's just that kind of a complex individual. Kyrie Irving is always a showstopper whenever he steps on the court. Like, I can't think of a time where Kyrie just like was not able to score over like 15 points. Like, you don't really hear of many stretches where Kyrie is unable to, you know what I'm saying, play the game of basketball. Like, Kevin Durant says it best: Kyrie Irving is just a savant. The nigga is a professional basketball player. Like when James Naismith would lose his fucking mind if he saw a nigga like Kyrie Irving. If he saw a dude who had the ball handling how he did, who had the range that Kyrie has, who has the ability to, you know what I'm saying, finish with his left and his right, who's able to contort his body and make all kind of crazy finishes, yeah, James Naismith would fucking lose his Canadian mind. You know what I'm saying? So to have him back in the league, to have him back playing was great. And it ended up being a great game. To start the game, Lance Stevenson, it looked like he was the greatest player to ever grace a basketball court. And you know what I'm saying? I don't know about you guys, but I always love when a random role player, and in this case, it's even better the fact that it was Lance back in an Indiana jersey. But the fact that there's always just a random role player who will just come through and be Michael Jordan for a 48-minute span over the course of the game. Like, just earlier this year, I think his name was Keita Bates-Diop. I think that's his name. Keita Bates-Diop came out and dropped a 30 points on 100% shooting against the Lakers this year. It's like, damn, it's like, it just shows to show you that niggas in the NBA really are basketball players. They're really professionals for a reason. They really are the best of the best. They really are the best talent in the world. So when you see a guy like Lance Stevenson come out and give you 20 points in the first half, you're just like, wow, like, it just kind of, you know what I'm saying, reinforces that to you. But you know what I'm saying, Kyrie comes back, he starts off kind of slow, you know what I'm saying, but the thing is that with him starting slow, he came out looking for his shot, and that's something that I really appreciate. The fact that he didn't come out here and kind of tiptoe and kind of, you know what I'm saying, like, I would tell his mindset was not to really come in here and to baby step his way back into shape, baby step his way back into basketball. His fact is like, all right, I'm back, Kyrie Irving is back on the court, and I think he took the first shot of the game, the nigga almost airball, but the fact that Kyrie's coming in with the mindset is the perfect thing that the Nets need. But yeah, for him, they started off struggling. The team as a whole started off struggling. They were getting clapped by 19 at one point. But if you watch that game, I personally never thought it was really a chance where the Pacers were going to be able to hold on to that lead. They really were just holding on. They really were just in the lead because of the fact that the fact that Lance Stevenson was, you know what I'm saying, Michael Jordan for 12 minutes. So yeah, but you know what I'm saying, for Kyrie to have the game, he ended up finishing with 22 points. I think he had, I want to say, 12 points in the fourth quarter, 10 points in the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? It was a Kyrie Irving masterpiece, and for it to be in his very first game of the season, it's just like, wow, this dude is back. And if the Nets are ever able to get this dude back full time, then listen, the rest of the league is gonna be shaking. I said this in Basketball Weekly like 3 weeks ago. Like, the fact that if the Nets get Kyrie Irving for the duration of the season, if Kyrie comes back full time during the season, the fact that James Harden has turned it around the last couple of games since he came back, and Kevin Durant has been on an MVP tear, you put those three guys together, you're in a position where nobody's fucking with this team. Nobody, not even the greatest defensive teams, will be able to stop this team from putting up 110 points. Now, will the Nets be able to stop them from putting up 120 points? That remains to be seen. But the fact of the matter is that they really will be pulling out the best offense in basketball history every single night if they get Kyrie back full time. the Nets they're still struggling with the same problems. You know, they were able to beat Indiana in Kyrie's return game, but then they came back and they played against Milwaukee back at home, and they ended up getting swamped. So I think the fact this remains that Brooklyn is they're not complete right now. You know what I'm saying? They had a lot of players coming in and out with health and safety protocols. So did a whole bunch of other teams. I'm not trying to make it make this an excuse for the Nets. But health and safety protocols. Joe Harris has been out with injury. Kyrie's just now coming back from being not playing the first 40 games of the season. But with that being said, the team is still second in the East. You know what I'm saying? Just everything seems to be headed in the right direction for this team. And as they're able to get more players together, as they're able to string together more games where Kyrie's able to play, maybe they're able to change his mind. Kyrie ends up getting vaccinated. Maybe through the grace of God, mandates in New York City change. I highly doubt it. But maybe mandates in New York City change and Kyrie's able to come back and be a full-time participant. And then they're at 100%. And then at that point, it's scary hours. It's scary hours. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Kyrie. Glad Kyrie's back. I don't even know when the next I'm not waiting for home games. The next away game for the Nets is, because that's the next time we'll be able to see Kyrie Irving. So shout out to Kai. Oh, shout out to the Nets too, because then I'm gonna catching a dub today. Yo, shout out to Cam Thomas, bro. Yo, okay, so I had a parlay. So sports betting just became legal in New York as of yesterday. So today was just a Sunday. Saturday is when the shit became legal. So I had a parlay today in the Nets Spurs game. I needed James Harden to record a double, and I needed for the Nets to win. The double part James got really easy. I think he had like 11 at the start of the third quarter. Tell me how these dudes are up by 11. The guys are up by like 11 points with like 4 minutes left, and they let the Spurs come all the way back and get it into overtime. Yeah, I definitely understand why people get into sports betting and they just lose their whole mind, because that shit was stressing me the hell out, because they looked like the Nets were just dominating the whole game, and then all of a sudden the Nets were like, hey, yo, I think Joe has got like some money on the line here. Y'all want to fuck that up? And the rest of the team was like, fuck it. But the Cam Thomas was like, nah, that's my man. That's why I fuck with Cam Thomas. But yeah, shout out to that. Shout out Kyrie. Let's move on. All right, so let's see. Let's talk about the Lakers. We actually didn't talk about the Lakers last week, which is surprising because they had become a weekly occurrence on the show. But yes, listen, we're not really talking about the Lakers as much. Even though they are looking improved, we're going to talk about this man, LeBron James. Now, last week, I already stated the fact that I feel like LeBron was already very deserving of MVP consideration, even with the fact that the team was ass. You know what I'm saying? The team was definitely performing less than below their standards. But LeBron was still coming out balling. LeBron was coming out giving you 30-point triple doubles almost on a nightly basis. I think it's like maybe 9 out of his last 10 games, he's giving you 30 points, 10 rebounds, or 30-point triple-double. It's been wild ever since he's been moved to center, all while playing center. Let me add that. The fact that he's been playing center while Anthony Davis has been out, they completely gave up giving DeAndre Jordan minutes, and they finally remembered that they had Dwight Howard on the team. Like, I'm not sure why Dwight Howard wasn't getting playing time in the first place. Like, Dwight Howard's always been a consummate, like, he's always been beneficial in some way to your team. He might be a locker room cancer. He might bring a bad attitude from time to time. He might bring some outside shit. Yes, but he also will give you a double almost every single game. Like, even if he's your backup center, having Dwight Howard on the court is way better than having DeAndre Jordan. And at times I say it's even better than having Anthony Davis at center. You know, just for the center point. You want to have Anthony Davis on the floor. I'm not crazy. But yeah, just the fact that LeBron is out here at 37 now years old, still out here doing the things that he did. Just recently he had a 40-point game against the Blazers. Just like, I think just this Friday he dropped another 30-point game against the Hawks. It's just incredible seeing what this guy's able to do, and it's low-key annoying to me because every single time I go on Twitter, all I see is people talking about, oh, he's 37. We need to appreciate what's going on here, blah blah blah. And it's like, it only annoys me for the fact is, like, I'm somebody who appreciates basketball, so I don't need a bunch of other people telling me, oh yes, we need to appreciate while he's here. Of course, if you're not appreciating LeBron James right now, you slacking. I'm not sure what you're missing out on. I'm not sure what the disconnect is, but the fact is, at this point we've aged out of the point where we're allowed to hate on LeBron James. LeBron's done too much. He's just too nice of a dude. He's great. He's a great individual. He's a great basketball player. We need to just constantly be giving LeBron James flowers. We can still give him some constructive criticism. You can still criticize his legacy from time to time, but don't come on no hating shit. Like, that's the thing. I ain't gonna lie. I low-key could be perceived as a LeBron hater. I'm not jacking that, but my friends always like, oh, Joe, how come you don't fuck with LeBron? Come you don't fuck with LeBron? I'm past that. I'm an adult now. I realize that this nigga is just phenomenal at what he does when it comes to the game of basketball, and there's no reason to expect it to change anytime soon because it's been domination for going on 20 years, nigga. This nigga LeBron has been out here doing this for 20 consecutive years, going to 10 finals, winning 4 MVPs. The nigga's resume is crazy. So I need LeBron haters to just give it up. If you've been hating on LeBron, give it up. Skip Bayless, listen, I know your brand is fucking based on LeBron James and hating on LeBron. Give it up, bro. It's not cool. And I feel like low-key you have. I'm not gonna lie. If you watch Undisputed, you can see Skip's tune about LeBron kind of changed. He still got that hating undertone. You know what I'm saying? But he's not the same level of hater as he was then when LeBron was in, Cleveland the first time. He was in Miami, he went back to Cleveland, all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if you still hating on LeBron at this point, you just corny and you need to get your life together. Going forward, like I said, Lakers are currently on a 4-game winning streak. They play against the Grizzlies tonight. I personally feel like if they're able to win this game against the Grizzlies, then it'll really be like a true measuring stick game, like for how much they've improved over these last couple games. Like with LeBron playing as amazing he's been playing, Malik Monk has really stepped up his game. He's been impressing a lot of people lately. I can't talk. I think he had his career high for the Lakers just this past game against the Hawks, and that dude was not missing. I think he shot like 7-8 for 3 or 6-7 from 3. It was some wild shit like that. And yeah, Russell Westbrook has definitely been improving. I said that a couple basketball weeklies ago that he's been improving. You know what I'm saying? He's become less of a detriment for the team and allows them to just become just allows them to play basketball and not have to worry about boneheaded mistakes that are gonna fuck up their momentum and fuck up what they're trying to do. So I definitely feel like the Lakers, they definitely are starting to bring it together. And one thing that I really do notice is the fact that, and I'm probably not the only person who notices this, the fact that Kendrick Nunn has not played at all this year. What the hell is going on with Kendrick Nunn? Coming into the season, I knew that he was hurt coming into the season, but I didn't know that he was going to be dealing with a multi-month injury. It's going to have him missing at this point the entire season. He's 45, almost 50 games in, and he still has not graced the court. So hopefully they're able to figure that situation out, because I feel like Kendrick Nunn would be a real great addition to this team. He'll be able to give you some scoring off the bench. Should be able to run a little bit of point guard for you, and he's a nice, strong, stocky point guard, and he'll just be beneficial to the team. You know what I'm saying? Especially with them shipping Rondo out to Cleveland. It seemed like they definitely are in line for a guy like Kendrick Nunn to just step in when Russ needs to take a break, or they maybe step in when LeBron takes a break. You can move Russ over to the 2, and you can still run your offense, and you'll go on from there. But listen, shout out to LeBron, man. Shout out to LeBron. Listen, y'all need to be on the lookout for a LeBron video actually coming out on this channel later on this week. I just gotta, finish a couple edits on it, and I'm gonna throw that bitch up. So listen, if you guys are fans of LeBron, check that out. It'll be out sometime this week. All right, man. Let me restart this. So now we've actually got to the point of the show where we're actually going to take a look at an individual player that has been, been showing out to me over the past couple of weeks as it pertains to it. A couple weeks ago, we talked about Steph and he was breaking the records, and usually these basketball weeklies are usually shaped around one player, and then we just bring in a couple of other teams just to give us a full, conversation. But for this week, we're going to talk about that man, Freddie All Star. We're going to talk about my boy Fred VanVleet, because Fred VanVleet has really turned himself into a phenomenal NBA player. People who've been watching basketball long enough know the name Fred VanVleet from before he even got to Toronto. Before he got to Toronto, if you've been watching long enough, Fred VanVleet from that name from Wichita State. You know what I'm saying? The things that he was able to do in college with that team with Ron Baker, it was really impressive. You know what I'm saying? And with that, you saw that when you looked at Freddie back then, you look at him, you're like, all right, you know what? This guy he's got everything that you like as in an NBA guard. He could shoot, he's got nice handles. He's a nice, strong, steady point guard. And he gets to the league and he's undrafted, and then he gets to Toronto, and you kind of just see him, progress from year to year. He starts off getting no play time. He gets a little bit more play time every single season. And then eventually he gets onto the scene and he becomes just this phenomenal NBA asset for a team. You know what I'm saying? Fred VanVleet could shoot, he could pass, you know what I'm saying? For a shorter guy, he's ready, he's great at grabbing rebounds. Like, he's become a great engine for the team and a great guy for the Toronto Raptors to, build around. You know what I'm saying? Over the last 5 games, Freddie's averaging a little over 30 points per game. You know what I'm saying? Around 4 rebounds a game and like around 8 assists a game. You know what I'm saying? The dude's he's really come out here. More than 8 assists again. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to say probably closer to like 9. Probably closer to 9 assists a game. And yeah, man, listen, just shout out to Freddie. You know what I'm saying? He's been getting a lot of all-star consideration. He's been buzzing a lot in the news lately. And for good reason. I feel like the Toronto Raptors, they really found a diamond in the rough with that guy. And with Kyle Lowry departing last year, I know there were a lot of questions surrounding of like, what is their next step? What is the next thing that the Raptors do? What direction do the Raptors head in? And I feel like whatever direction the Raptors head in, it has to include Fred VanVleet unless they're turning towards a full rebuild. And if they are turning towards a full rebuild, then you gotta think about Fred VanVleet joining one of these contending teams and becoming a real valuable asset for them. You know what I'm saying? But the things that he did in the 2019 finals, where he was, I will be straight up with you. At times, I will say Fred VanVleet was straight out playing Steph Curry. The numbers might not back that up. I don't have the numbers in front of me. If you guys know, I never fucking have the numbers in front of me when I record these. But just like from the eye test, Fred VanVleet was always like making the plays that needed to be made. Making the plays that need to be made for the Raptors during that final series. You know what I'm saying? Like, there will be times where the shot clock's winding down and, and Kawhi's just dribbled around for, 18 seconds. And, all right, now we got to get a shot up. And you swing the ball over to Freddie and he gives you one of those high arcing threes that fucking touches the ceiling and comes down with a little bit of snow on it. And it's all net. And it's like, he did a great job that series of just playing like that, like playing the demoralizer, like the role that Steph Curry plays for the Warriors. He did a great job playing that for that series. You know what I'm saying? Anytime that the Warriors had any kind of momentum, anytime that the Warriors had to felt like they had any kind of, you know what I'm saying, they were headed in a direction that was going to change the tide of the game, Freddie V would, you know what I'm saying, he'd come through and slice through and make a layup, or he'd hit a timely throw, or he'd get a timely steal, or, you know what I'm saying, or he played some great bulldog defense, or he would get a stop. He just has turned himself, and then he's just turned himself to a really professional, a real consummate professional, and like I said. And then from that series, for Fred VanVleet to continually to progress, to become a better scorer, to become a better passer, and to see him now to be getting all-star consideration is just great. I will say that I'm low-key like a Raptors fan. Like, I've been a fan of the Raptors ever since like DeMar DeRozan got drafted. Like, just the fact, just watching that team, watching the Raptors culture, you're just kind of like, you can't help but root for that team. You can't help but root for those guys over there. And you know what I'm saying? Get Freddie V into the All-Star. Fred VanVleet is not an All-Star this year. That we are doing something wrong as a basketball community. We're not commending the right players. So get Freddie V into the All-Star game. Shout out to Freddie V. All right, and last but not least, we're gonna talk about the Clippers real quick, just for a quick little minute. Like, I feel like I'm low-key a Clippers fan. Like, I don't got no Clippers memorabilia. You know what I'm saying? I still got Lakers all around my room. I still got Lakers hats and shit, Lakers t-shirts. But I'm not gonna lie, I really do enjoy watching the Clippers. Like, I feel like they're one of my favorite teams to watch when they're full and healthy. Because of the fact that they have Kawhi and Paul George. But anyway, I'm rambling. So, a report came out that Kawhi return. That Kawhi Leonard is actually ahead of schedule on his return from his ACL injury, and the odds are steadily increasing for him to come back and return for this season. Now, this is very big news, especially in the Western Conference, where you have the Warriors, where you have the Jazz, where you have the Suns, where you have the Grizzlies, where you have teams that are, you know what I'm saying, the teams that are set, teams that have very good starting fives, and teams that have very good bench rotations. So, you know what I'm saying? So adding your superstars and having them come back at the right time is very important, especially for the ones that are coming back off of health and safety protocols and off of injury. So to get a Kawhi Leonard back at any point in the season, if he comes back and he's able to play any regular season games, if he comes back and he has to jump right into the playoffs, I feel like that automatically makes the Clippers exponentially better. And me personally, I would say that makes the Clippers a contender automatically, because the Clippers is still a good team. They're still a contending team. I feel like with the team they had last year, they were in a position where they were able to contend for a championship. Had Kawhi not torn his knee up, he would. I feel like if Kawhi had not torn his knee up last year, the Clippers won a championship last year. They beat the Bucks. I feel like they're just a better team. That's just me. You might disagree, whatever. That's how I personally feel about it. So this is big news to hear that Kawhi's coming back. You know what I'm saying? Paul George has been out for the last month, so he'll be coming back, and he'll have energy because he'll have been off for a month and whatever. And you know what I'm saying? I think that it comes to a point where you want your team to gel at the right time, and depending on when Kawhi comes back and when Paul George comes back, you know what I'm saying? You're looking at a team that's dangerous coming at you full team ahead. They still got Markieff Morris. They still got Reggie Miller. They still got Reggie Jackson, the generational talent. They got Terrence Mann, Nick Batum, Serge Ibaka is actually healthy for once, so he'll be able to play for you. Listen, it's crazy. It's crazy. It looks like the Clippers had to take a loss last year for them to come back around this year, and I feel like they're going to get healthy at the right time. And they're going to be able to make a run. I feel like I said that every week that our team's going to be able to make a run, but listen, that's the whole point of fucking basketball. You feel like things change every single week. You got tides. You feel high about a team one week, you feel low about them the next week. You find out somebody's coming back off injury, and then you're right back high on them again. You know what I'm saying? But listen, that's a fact. If Kawhi's able to come back and be healthy, it'd be crazy for basketball. And ultimately, that's really just what I want. I want all the superstars to get onto the court. I'm tired of all this bullshit with health and safety protocols, all these injuries. Listen, get us on the court. Keep Kawhi, keep Kyrie, get Ben Simmons on the court. Get our superstars on the court. Keep increasing this product. All right, and now we have got to everybody's favorite part of the show. We have got to the Him Player of the Week. If you don't know what this award is, this is the award that we give out weekly. We give out weekly to our people who we feel have been performing above their normal means and have been just fucking balling out of control. Last week we gave it to Ja Morant, and I'm not gonna lie, if I record last week's episode on Sunday like how I usually do, he would not have got that award, even though he was very deserving of it. But you hit back-to-back game winners like DeMar DeRozan, you are deserving of the Him Player of the Week. That's how that works. But sorry, DeMar didn't get it last week, and DeMar's not gonna get it this week to make up for it. But for this week's Him Player of the Week, so to go to a very special person, somebody who's very deserving, somebody who could have also won it last week. You know what I'm saying? I talked about it briefly, and I talked about them briefly this episode. LeBron James is this week's Him Player of the Week. Just how LeBron's been playing for the last 10 games, how he's basically dragged this team from the depths of hell to the 6th seed, I believe, at this point. It's just incredible. It's just a testament to his longevity, a testament to what he's been able to do for all these years in the league. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I already gave LeBron his flowers earlier in the episode, so I'm not going to go on the spiel too long. But I just feel like if LeBron's able to keep up this, then he should be he's headed towards even more legendary company, and his GOAT case just keeps rising. He'll probably never be the GOAT to me. Never, ever, ever. He couldn't win enough championships in this lifetime would be a go to me, but I definitely will sit up here and not appreciate the man for who he is, and that's a phenomenal basketball player. So shout out to LeBron, winner of our Him basketball what is it called, winner of our Him Player of the Week. All right, and that's actually all I got for this week's Basketball Weekly, man. Like I said, man, I'm really starting to enjoy these. They are starting to get longer. I realize that, 'cause I do try to keep these shits a certain length, but once I get to talking, man, I just end up just fucking rambling and saying shit about how I feel. And next thing you know, it's been 30 minutes. But listen, that's for me to edit and for you guys to watch later on. So like I said, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Let me know what your favorite moment of this week was, and I will see you guys in the next video. Deuces.